All right, guys, we're here once again with our favorite coax, ABR, and we're going to talk today about a little bit about why they went with the sleeving and stuff on some of their coax and stuff, and what the process and thoughts behind that was.
Sure thing. So I'm Chuck with ABR Industries. My call sign is K9CFA, and I'm the technical partner at ABR. So I'm the guy that comes up with all these different ideas and crazy options and stuff for you. And so when talking about the sleeving, there was two things out there in the marketplace we were starting to see. One was with the Poto crowd, a lot of people were tripping over the cables. And then the second issue was there was a lot of issues in the sense of somebody dragging a cable where it was getting a cut and it was getting water in there, and there was other things that were going on. So in order for us to address it, we came up with a concept that allowed us to take any one of our cables. So anything as small as a 316 or a 100 size, but also going large than this material or even our 400 material, we put a sleeve in there. So there's two different processes that happen. One is all of our cable cutting and assembly is pretty much an automated process with machinery. But when it comes to the sleeving, the first prototype samples, we actually slid the sleeving over there, so it was a laborious process. So what we did was we came up with a way to automatically cut the sleeve material, and then we slide it over a tube system that it kind of slides into, and then from there the cable just comes through it, gets attached, and slides back through. One of the things you'll notice, though, is with our ferrites that we have on there, the sleeving fits the ferrites, but it buckles a little bit, so we kind of, most cases, try to stop right up to that very edge, but that's only 6 inches from the end. But what it allows you to do then is doesn't have to worry about it buckling or changing or anything else. A couple of the other benefits with the sleeving is that it is a material that's oil and gas resistant. We didn't take any quality away from the cable itself, so it's still a UV resistant, weather rated product, non-contaminating. And then it doesn't change anything in regards to the flexibility. We could have just colored the cable, but that would have been a big step backwards, because what happens is the colored pellets that go in there don't mesh very well with the UV resistant or even the non-contaminating pellets. So that would take away from some of the key properties that we have out there. So this was our best solution for this. We also do bundle multi-cables into sleeving options too, whether it's for phasing harnesses, power plus the coax itself, as well as doing multi-bundles for anybody for base repeater systems when it comes to cellular and stuff like that too. So we've been doing this for quite a while, and the colors have been around with us for the better part of almost 3 years from when we came up with the concept, but it's just starting to take on popularity now. So I know right now with you, James, you're obviously out and about every day testing our cables and making sure our quality is consistent, but that's always a good thing for us, and we're very proud of that fact. The other benefit is we do build all of our cables here in the U.S. The only thing we don't make in the States here is the connectors, just not enough screw machines to do that side of the business. But to be honest with you, we use places in Taiwan, Germany, and Japan for our connectors. We don't go to mainland China for it. It's just a quality issue for us. Everything is high-pot tested in continuity, as well as we check regularly for sweep testing and everything else with the cables too. I know that question comes up from time to time. How do you guarantee it? We do a lot of checks and balances for it too. So that's kind of one of the big things. One of the other new things that we're going to wind up doing is, you see on the end there, it's got what's known as an FME connector, and we're going to start offering it where you can then start changing all of the different types of connectors. So you could put a PL259 on there, you could put a BNC, TNC, mini UHF. So when you're in the field, if you've got one antenna that has one connector and another one that has another connector, you're still going to use an adapter. But the nice thing about the FME adapters is once they're in place, they're seamless, and they have a locking thread, so they're not going to go anywhere on you also. So yeah, we're plugging away at ABR. Any other questions that we can want to just talk real quick about some of the other stuff we do? So real quick, some of our more popular products also is our 400 series. We use a high 19-strand count, and the reason being is it's a 2.5-inch bend radius. It's a great all-purpose, everything one and done. We've also replaced the 8X with what we call the 240, and the reason being is we put the lower loss dielectric, a much higher strand count, and once again, with all of our cables, they're all UV resistant and direct burial if you need it. So even for POTA, if you don't need the colors, this is still a great product, obviously, because it's lightweight, it's easy to carry, it's easy to bend and twist, wrap, unwrap, whether you're doing it with a wrapping hand wrapper or you're just wrapping it by yourself with the old Armstrong method. A couple of other things that we do in here, 316 products, as well as different types of BNC connectors and other stuff for applications that way, for lightweight, inline, as well as transformer wrapped choke systems and braid products as well. So one of the popular questions on braid is, why do I want a 1/2 inch braid versus a 1 inch? Well, typically 1 to 3 devices that are connected together. Usually 1/2 inch is more than enough connectivity and surface area. But when you go a little bit greater, up to about 7 devices, then you want to start maybe looking at the 1 inch, just because you want to keep that connectivity as high as possible. And then just one last piece is kind of the array of the different colors that we offer. Everything is configurable with us. Everything can be built to your needs. You don't have to buy a cookie cutter product or a length or a connector. We can do anything from the traditional PL 259s to the new piece PLs. We can change the number of ferrites. We can change the way the connection goes from male to female, right angle. We can do other things such as reinforcing the ends. So anything that you kind of come up with, we're the guys for you.
All right, guys, and once again, they do, like you said, customize things. You go to their page and you build your own coax the way you want it. And another thing I will say about the wrap, I've been using this stuff for over a year, almost a year and a half now, exclusively in the field every single day. And, you know, wrapping, unwrapping. I've rolled it up in a window accidentally because I was talking to the ranger and got the wrong window. I've had people step on it, even though it's bright orange. Don't ask me why. This stuff is indestructible, you know. Even though they're not claiming it is, I'm telling you, it's hard to mess up. So you definitely want to check this out. And as always, you can go to hamradioadventure.com and check out my ABR link and get you a discount as well. So thanks a lot, Chuck. We appreciate it once again.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
If you like this video from Ham Radio Adventure Guy, click up here in the corner and watch another one. And while you're at it, click down here in the corner and subscribe. Make sure and follow us on all social media sites. And as always, thanks for sharing my adventure with me.